everyone. My name is Meg Smolinski. I am the Outreach Coordinator for the University of Maryland's Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. You may have seen me and my amazing shirt on the UMD Home and Garden Information Center's YouTube shorts talking about trees. But today, the Arboretum is honored to be a part of the special presentation of Woodpecker Wars from Maryland Public Television. As a person who leads tours and volunteer events on campus, I'm often asked, what is an arboretum? You may be wondering that as well, so let's get right to it in our role here at the university. Now, an arboretum isn't just a random collection of trees or just a forest. An arboretum is a managed living collection of trees for study and enjoyment. We also have a governing body in place, the Arboretum and Botanical Gardens Steering Committee. We do things like celebrate Arbor Day with a tree planting, and we work towards preservation and conservation here on campus. The things that we are already doing to support green practices on campus has led us to be recognized as a Tree Campus Higher Education, a B Campus USA, a Level 4 ArbNet accredited arboretum through the Morton Arboretum program, and 4 of our gardens have been certified as bird friendly by the Prince George's Audubon Society. Our most recent recognition is as a Maryland Bird Campus, which I'll speak to you about in just a moment. Now, where is the University of Maryland Arboretum? This is actually a trick question. All 1,300 acres of our campus in College Park is an arboretum with about 600 or more acres of managed landscape, meaning gardens, as opposed to wooded areas like the area behind the Xfinity Center that we call the Wooded Hillock. We are in the Division of Administration and Finance. We are a part of Facilities Management, Building and Landscape Services. As I said, our arboretum is a managed living collection of trees, and all of those little green and some red dots on your screen right now, that is our collection. Those are our data points for all of our trees. There is a layer on our campus map, maps.umd.edu, that shows all of the trees on campus. We have about 17,000 woody plant species. We also have the University of Maryland Arboretum Explorer. This is a searchable, mappable database. You can search for genus, species, or common names. So if you're walking on our campus and you see an amazing tree and you think, oh my goodness, what is that tree? I want to plant one in my yard. You can note your location or the tag on the tree, and you can look it up through one of our maps. We also manage our collection for diseases and pests and insects. We have little tags on all of our trees that I mentioned with a number on them. That is their accession number. We also have over 60 dedicated trees on campus. These are for celebrations like retirements and centennials, and also memorial trees for students and staff members who have passed away. We have over a dozen county champion trees on campus. That means that that individual tree is the largest of its species in Prince George's County. We have an outdoor art walking tour. Our gardens can be searched on our website. And we also have a Clarice walking tour that you can take part in the next time you see a performance at the Clarice. As I said before, we do have a governing body in place. It is the Arboretum and Botanical Gardens Steering Committee, and this is made up of people at the university and also outside the university who have a vested interest in long-term projects that affect the Arboretum. So it is members of the Recreation and Wellness Department who take care of the athletic fields on campus, and the Plant Science and Landscape Architecture Department, and others. And we discuss long-term planning, like where buildings are going to go, where we should plant more trees, garden installations, dedicated trees, and things like that. As I mentioned, we are a Tree Campus Higher Education. We celebrate Arbor Day on the first Wednesday in April. That is the Maryland Arbor Day. There's also a National Arbor Day, and that is the last Friday in April. But if you're familiar with campus, you know what happens on the last Saturday in April. Maryland Day, where we welcome nearly 100,000 people to campus. So we're a little bit busy getting ready for that on the last Friday in April. So we celebrate the first Wednesday in April with a tree planting with speakers about the tree, about the location on campus, about the history of campus. And we have been a Tree Campus USA, which is now called Tree Campus Higher Education, since we were first recognized as an arboretum in 2008. And this is because of our effective urban forestry management, the involvement of students and staff in our work, and our promotion of sustainable environmental practices. And this will come into play when I talk about the Bird Campus certification as well. Now, an arboretum is not just trees. We have a lot of aspects that go into making us what we are. For example, we have an irrigation specialist, we have a stormwater specialist, we have horticulturists in charge of our different zones on campus, and we have a campus arborist who is actually a board certified master arborist, which is a big deal because there are fewer than 800 of them in the world. We have 72 irrigation systems on campus and 7 water features. Those are things like the fountains at Taws Plaza, if you've ever visited our farmers market, as well as the irrigation for the community learning garden shown in the picture. It is our largest food garden on campus, and that garden donates 100% of its produce to the campus pantry to support members of our community who are food insecure. We are part of the Anacostia River watershed, as well as the Chesapeake Bay watershed. And we have several rain gardens, stormwater BMPs, and green roofs on campus. As I mentioned, we have about 17,000 woody plants on campus and about 400 different species. This photo in particular is of the willow oaks along the Keldon Mall. The willow oak is our most populous tree on campus. We have 475 of them right now, and the willow oak is a native tree. We have gardens scattered throughout campus, and right now we are promoting a mindful moment walking tour of our gardens that encourages people on campus to stop and take a moment in a garden to listen to the sound of the fountain or notice the flowers and just take a little mini break from the day. Now, outreach is where I come into play as the outreach coordinator. We had nearly 6,000 volunteer hours in calendar year 23. These are people who help us hand weed on campus to reduce our use of herbicides. They plant native plants and establish gardens. They help us plant trees. They help us pick trash up from Campus Creek and Paint Branch. And they really support all of the work that we're doing. We could not be what we are without our valued volunteers. Now, why do we have an arboretum? Why is it such a big deal that our campus is an arboretum? Well, for one thing, the University of Maryland became a charter signatory of the American College and University President's Climate Commitment in 2007. And put itself on the path of greater environmental stewardship and sustainability. Since that time, the university has adopted a strategic plan in 2008, a climate action plan in 2009, a facilities master plan in 2011, a sustainable water use and watershed report in 2014, and several other guiding documents that together paint a vivid picture of sustainability at the university. The Office of Sustainability created 6 goals, which you see here, and this is how we contribute to sustainability, and it also guides our work here on campus. Now, the reason we are partnering with Maryland Public Television on Woodpecker Wars is this year, we are honored to be designated as a high flyer campus in the Bird City, Maryland certification. Bird City, Maryland is part of the Bird City Network, and it is an international collection of communities that value birds and avian conservation. The University of Maryland became a high flyer bird campus because of several things we already do in order to support birds on campus. For example, we plant native plants, which increase our insect population on campus. And the insect population is critical for bird habitat on campus. As one of my colleagues said to me, adult birds cannot feed their young with birdseed. They need to eat those soft-bodied insects and regurgitate them to their young in order for the young to grow and have nutritious food. We also received credit for being a bee campus and a tree campus, recognizing that all of these things that we do are interrelated. You cannot be a bee campus if you are not supporting insects. You cannot be a bee campus if you are not a tree campus. All of these things lead to one another. I would also like to point out that our golf course, the University of Maryland Golf Course, has a little more than 14 acres of native areas on the course, and it is one of only 19 international certified Audubon cooperative sanctuaries for golf in the state of Maryland, and has maintained the certification since 2003. Lastly, one of the critical components of being a bird campus is recognizing World Migratory Bird Day. World Migratory Bird Day takes place, as you might imagine, across the world. There is a celebration in the spring and a celebration in the fall, and that is when the majority of birds are migrating. And you can check our calendar at arboretum.umd.edu to see what we are planning to do for those 2 days. If you have any questions, please visit our website at arboretum.umd.edu. We have a lot of resources there, including guided tours, word searches, bingo cards. Find out more about visiting us there. Thank you so much.